Hi friends, it's Courtney. Welcome back to Poppy and Gray. If you are new here, thanks for stopping by. And if you are a returning subscriber, I'm happy to have you here hanging out with me again. Today we are going to go old school, and if you've been a subscriber for a long time, then you know that this channel started out as a planner channel, and yes, that is a thing. Planners are a thing on YouTube. And so when I first started my channel, it was strictly like a planner, plan with me, talk about planner stuff situation that was happening. This last year, I have worked hard. I don't know really if I can say hard, inconsistent, but hard. Trying to add different things to this space, as that's just kind of more what interests me right now. But I am still planning. I do still love planners and pens and washi tape and stickers and all of the things. I have not done a planner setup video since, I'm not exactly sure, maybe July or August. And that's because nothing has really changed. I started the beginning of 2019 and I can't even really remember. And then I think over the course of like the first 3 or 4 months of the year, I switched up my system 4 or 5 times. I don't know. It was a lot. It was overwhelming. I didn't really know what I wanted or what I was doing. I have figured out some things that I am hoping will help me next year in 2020, that we're also going to talk about, and I am going to show you my current system, which, like I said, has not really changed very much, but I thought that I would give you a look at it. I am about to swap out, oh, I'm sorry, I have something in my eye. I'm about to swap out the main book that I am using for my daily pages, which, let me start by saying this is a standard size traveler's notebook. I bought this from Asian Vintage TN on Etsy, and I really, really love it. You'll get a closer look at it when I flip the camera around. But yeah, this is standard size. It's what I've been in since I think July, and really it's working. So I'm not going to do too much to throw a wrench into it. The main book that I have been using is this notebook for my daily pages. It is a Stalogy, which comes in A6, B6, and A5. And what I have done is simply chopped off, well, I didn't, I took it to Office Depot, chopped off part of the A5 because standard and A5 are essentially the same height. An A5 notebook is a few inches wider. So you can take it to Office Depot and have them cut off the excess. It costs a whopping 77 cents for them for them to do that for you. And ever since I discovered I could do that, I have been cruising along because I really do love my Stalogy notebooks. I was in a B6 for a couple months earlier this year, or maybe a quarter, I'm not exactly sure. But I was in a B6 for a while and I really liked it. But standard is my size. I have figured that out after trying Pocket, A6, B6, and I think that's all. Yeah. I think I started in A6. I went down to Pocket. No, I started in an A6. I went to B6. Then I went down to Pocket because that made sense. And then I finally tried out a standard, and that's sort of been my sweet spot of Traveler's Notebook ever since. So yeah, we are going to jump into my setup, talk about some 2020 planner plans, planner conundrums, all of that good stuff. So I will see you in a second. Okay, so here we are. This is my Traveler's Notebook. It is a standard size from Asian Vintage TN. It has, I think the spine is 1 inch, but it is reinforced. I use this as my wallet. So one of the things that I was really looking for was the ability to stick my cards in here, which it has. I think that this might be like inspired by Chic Sparrow, perhaps, except I think their card pockets are in the front, but I'm okay with it being in the back. It's fine. I just stuck some like Christmassy papers in here. I have some washi. If you've seen any of my setups before, you know that I'm not big into like filling it full of decor just because it makes me really anxious. This bow on the front is from a Cocoa Daisy kit from last year. This charm is from an old necklace that I had. And then I just made my bookmarks with stuff that I got at Michael's. So I have 3 notebooks in here. I don't know how, I think this may have 4 strings in it. So I'm just using this as like a brain dump. It's just like messy notes. I just wrapped some cardstock around it and stuck, this is like a 3D like wood veneer sticker thing from Target from like 3 years ago, I think. So yeah, this is just like quick notes or ideas if I'm out that I want to get out of my head, things that I maybe need to follow up on, things that I need to put somewhere else in terms of like put the information somewhere else, but I either don't have access to that spot right then, or I'm not in a place where I can do that. So like if I'm out in the car or something and I see something or hear something that I want to remember, I usually will just jot it down in this notebook. I stuck some post-it notes in there. That is that. This is I think it's an A6 dashboard, so I just have pictures in it. This is a piece of vellum that I printed at home. This next notebook is just blank pages. I can't really show anything about it other than I use this notebook for my son, Rowan. He is autistic and has some other like sensory challenges. And so I am just using this book to record things that I might want to talk to his doctors about, whether it like be in terms of behaviors or sleep or like eating issues that we're having. Anything that I want to follow up on just kind of goes in here. And then there's the back of that dashboard. And then I have a standard size dashboard. This is just a photo of my husband and I at our daughter's graduation from university last winter. And this is just more like cardstock I printed at home. I have some post-it notes. So this is where I keep my daily pages. This is an A6 sized Stayology that I had cut down to fit my standard notebook. So I think that I said in my intro that they come in A5, B6, and A6. And this is my old one. This is from the one that I used from July through September. I don't know that I ever really did like a flip through, but I usually have like my monthlies. Here's my key. So I do kind of use a bullet journal method in here. I guess I'm not like, I don't consider myself efficient enough to be a bullet journaler in like the original sense of the word, but I also don't feel that I'm creative enough to be like an Instagram bullet journaler, if that makes any sense. So these are the symbols that I use. I believe, you know, some of them are directly from the bullet journal system. Some of them I've adapted and like taken from other places. So yeah, just a bullet is a task. I just draw a line straight through it if it's something that's canceled. An arrow if I'm going to forward it. A dash is a note. An exclamation point is important. A heart is a memory. An X through the bullet is something that I've completed. I have just the little triangle for a YouTube task, a square for a blog task, and then an asterisk for something that I need to do for Rowan. Then I drew in my monthlies. I always, like, monthly calendar is like where I live. So if I never have anything else, I have a monthly. I did into November and December, which was a little bit optimistic because I definitely did not have enough room, but I will give you a quick flip through. I just printed this on vellum and laminated it and used it as a divider. And then I drew in like my own health and wellness log so that I could kind of make a few notes about my day, put my habit tracker. I was trying to start working out. That didn't really work at that time. And then I always do like an overview of the week, and then I just went into my daily pages and it kind of continues like that. You can see the month ends. I have another divider. I made a little like, I don't know what you call that, dashboard or whatever. Another note to myself, working out. Did not work. So yeah, that's really, you can see sometimes I will give myself like a timed day. Sometimes I will stick pictures in if I have them. So yeah, this was my first one, my first time using a Stayology in my standard, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like I said, I had been using it in my B6. Can I grab one of them? So here's a B6, so you can see it's a little shorter and a little wider. And I really did much of the same thing with the laminated dividers. This one I did, so I did my months and then like a dashboard and like some other things and then like a weekly overview, and then I went into my days. So I had my months, my week, and my days all together, and then I did the same thing, And I think I decided that I just like having my months together in the front. Yeah, so, and then this is kind of when I started doing the wellness thing. I ended up, I feel like I wasted too much because I gave myself too much room for like notes and stuff in the back that I didn't really need. So, I feel like I wasted too much, but I didn't have enough room to like put another month in, if that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, I went from the B6. I did April, May, and June in here, and then July through September in my standard. And standard is just the size that I really enjoy. So yeah, this one, so this is all like washi. This was a freebie from a Facebook group. And then this is a photo of all of my children. I actually just printed this on vellum and washi taped it in. And then this is me with my youngest. And then that's just a picture I love of him. And then this is more vellum that I printed and tipped in. And then light was my, or is my word of the year for 2019. So I just tipped this in as like a reminder of my word and like why, you know, why I chose it and how I'm trying to use it in my day-to-day life. And then, yeah, that's a picture of my son, a picture of my granddaughter. There's my key again. And then, yeah, so I just did the months here. So I did October, November, and December. And then I have a blank. I thought that I might do January, but I think that I am going to use these 2 pages to start setting some goals for the first quarter of next year, and then some specific like action steps for January and possibly February. Yeah, and then this was more vellum that I tipped in. So it's like much of the same. I'm not going to go through it too much. That was a freebie that I printed on vellum and tipped in. Then like after every month, so I would set up the month, and then I have like my health and wellness log. And then I did that. So for this month of November, I decided to tip in this, which is from my personal rings. This is a printable from Annie Plans and I think Elle Plans. It was like a collab. Apparently I have Rogue washi tape. So I just have, this is like a calendar trying to track my workouts. As you can see, I'm not, well, I didn't actually like move this in here until this week. So I feel like I'm not doing that bad considering, well, yeah, it's, what is today? It's Tuesday. So I did actually do yoga today. So what I'm doing is putting down the workout that I want to do, and then once I do it, I'm just highlighting it. So tracking my workouts, tracking like when my period started. At the end of the month, I want to weigh in, and then that's just sort of a key of what I'm using. And then this I'm just using for like some healthy habits. I do track my anxiety and depression on a scale of 1 to 10. So those are my first 2. And then just like my meds, skincare. I'm trying to do a face mask once a week. I've only managed to do 1. I'm trying to be asleep by midnight, just because I'm getting up earlier in order to work out. I'm trying to drink less soda, reading, trying to drink more water, and then this is just whether or not I've exercised, not necessarily like what I did. And then I decided to also track my energy level, which has been kind of helpful. So I'm thinking that I might start tracking when I have the most energy, like during, like on any given day, because I have an idea in my head of when I feel like the most energetic and the most productive. And I think I kind of want to see like if that is true or not. So, and then that's just like what my wellness log looks like. And then it's just more of the same. I experimented with how I was doing my days. That's just notes about what we did. And then this is the current day and week. So, I also, in this book, gave myself a little bit of room at the back to make notes for blog and YouTube. Probably too many pages, which is why I don't have enough in this book for December. So yeah, that's that. And then this is just the back of the dashboard. That's a wedding picture for my husband and I. And then I just made this pen loop, and this is my Lamy Safari pen. So I don't really have enough pages for December to do like a full-on thing. So what I think I'm going to do, and what I've been doing, I still use my weeks. I use it for pre-planning. Sometimes it's just, ink and a little bit of washi, maybe sticker if I have it. Then I started getting back into using printable kits, which I've really been enjoying once again. So I think for December, I'm just going to use my weeks. And I do still have some like blank pages in here that I could just do like quick bullet journal, like to-do lists for the day if I need to, for December. So this is really like the entirety of what I am using like to plan or to like accomplish things during the day. And then of course, as usual, I have my Hobonichi for like memory keeping and just kind of like pretty planning. So yeah, that is my current system. I honestly don't think that I am going to change much for 2020. I mentioned in one of my videos, I am doing a certification to become a doula and to teach child birthing classes, like childbirth education classes. So I am going to set up a planner for that. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be an A5 planner, just for once I get my certification and I start doing that. Currently, I am using, I repurposed my Big Happy Planner, and so the course that I'm doing is online, and every module has like a manual for that module. So I have just been printing out the modules and punching them into my, I don't even remember when this was from, like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, possibly. Big Happy Planner. I don't know why I thought I would need a Big Happy Planner, but I bought one. So it's been nice to just be able to have this information. This is like the latest stuff that I need to punch in here. And and have the dividers, and it's been working beautifully for that. So, I mean, this is not really a planner. I'm using it more as like a reference as like a reference binder. But yeah, so for 2020, I am getting another week's. I'm going to stay in my standard as of now, and I don't really I don't want to upset the flow because everything's working so well. Like I've already started, I'll give you just like a quick look, but I've already started setting up my my standard for next year. So yeah, that's a little preview of another video. So yeah, that is my current planner situation. If you figured out your system for 2020, let me know what you're using, or if you're having any kind of planner confusion, leave me a comment below, and maybe we can chat about that. If you enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.